Welcome back, friends. iRelat here with a relationship Reddit story about a girl who seems to be into brotherly love, we'll say. And she posted multiple updates with this one, so make sure you stick around for the full story. She's 25 and has been married to her 27-year-old husband for 3 years. And she says, "We don't have any kids together, but we've been talking about it and I was planning to conceive within the next 5 years. We met through work and shared the same workplace up until around 2 years ago. He had a change in career path and got promoted. 2 months ago, he had a work night out and I was invited to go with him. We had a meal and went to a nice bar afterwards in the city. During the meal, I noticed him looking at a very pretty woman who looked a bit younger than me. When we got home, I asked him about her and he said she was his assistant. Where's this about to go? I didn't suspect him of cheating because our relationship was perfect. We have plenty of fun in the bedroom and we're super comfortable together, and if either of us had a problem, we'd bring it up and discuss it. But ever since that night out, he's been constantly away on business and I've been suspicious. I decided to ring his boss a day after he went away on a business trip for a week, and his boss told me that he was working a few hours away in a big city and his assistant went with him. Why would the boss offer up this information? Like, wouldn't he say, call your husband and ask him where he is? This isn't the 90s. I don't know if I'm buying this story. I messaged my sister and asked if she'd fancy a girls' weekend, and as soon as we got there, I decided to look at his assistant's Instagram. You didn't even know who his assistant was. How the heck would you have found her Instagram? This is bull. She posted a boomerang and tagged her hotel. Oh my god, she's really going deep. If this is even real, but if it is, this chick's a private investigator. After a lot of research, I found out there were several bars surrounding the hotel, but I decided to go to the hotel bar itself first. I explained to my sister the situation and she was fully supportive and was annoyed at my husband for going on a business trip alone with his assistant. So you were just gonna hunt down your husband by going to a bunch of local bars and hoping that you happened to come across him? We stayed at the bar for a few hours and it got to be about 2:40 in the morning when he walked in with his assistant under his arm. He then kissed her, unaware that I was watching. So you're telling me that you sat there for hours and just happened to see exactly what it was you went there to find out? My sister looked so angry and began to storm over. I quickly grabbed her and took her out of the hotel. Then we went home the next morning and I didn't know what to do. I wanted revenge, so I was gonna message his whole family about what I saw. I decided the best person to message was his brother. Here's where it's gonna get juicy. He's super attractive and nice, and when I told him about what happened, he said that I can do better than my husband. Then he came to the house, and I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail, but one thing led to another, and we've had the best experience in bed with him ever. What the hell? I mean, I know the husband's a piece of crap because he's cheating on the wife, but apparently the brother's a big piece of crap too because he's hooking up with his brother's wife. These guys' parents must have done a terrible job. And wouldn't this wife be thinking that if the brother's willing to sleep with his own brother's wife and that her husband is a piece of crap, perhaps this is a bad idea because she could end up being in the same situation with him? Clearly this family has no morals. So then she says, "Now I'm gonna divorce my husband for his brother. Also, you can all hate me as much as you want, but I think I'm a badass." What the hell? How does this chick even know that the brother really wants to be with her and isn't just getting a piece? Obviously, he's not a great person if he's willing to hook up with his brother's wife, whether the brother cheated on her or not. I mean, this lady's just asking for more trouble. So then in the comments, tons of people are telling her story's fake and she needs to get better writing skills, and she keeps swearing up and down that it's real to a bunch of people. They also keep telling her that if it is true, she's a piece of trash. And she's defending herself by saying she was so in love with her husband and that he's the one with the problem and she's just doing what she needs to. Then she makes a comment that sort of addresses what I said and says, "I never said he was gonna marry me. In fact, I said in the comments that we both agreed it's just gonna be about bedroom fun." This sounds idiotic. Every person in this story sounds whack. I constantly see like cheating videos or hear stories like this online where a brother hooks up with his brother's wife or this kind of thing, and I just don't get that. I could absolutely never hook up with my brother's wife. Even if she was coming at me super hard, I would definitely turn her down and never do that to my own brother. I mean, what kind of an egomaniac do you have to be to hook up with your brother's wife when there's so many other women out there? This violates the bro code on so many levels. Literally. Then another commenter says, "You should have banged the dad too." That's funny. She also says in the comments that she got pictures of her husband with the assistant and she's gonna send them to HR so she can ruin his career. And this is one of many reasons why I don't condone cheating, aside from the fact that it's just messed up to screw with someone's head and emotions. I always encourage people to be honest, even if you want to be with multiple women, and just try to talk to your wife or girlfriend and work it out in an honest way to get what you want, rather than going behind her back and doing this, because cheating and acting selfishly always results in drama. And in my opinion, just being upfront and honest and being cool towards towards women instead of just doing whatever you want, a lot of the time works out better than you think it will, and doing things this way almost always works out poorly. Because you hurt someone badly enough and they will want to ruin your life. If you're going to be dishonest and out there hurting people, expect something like this to happen. But anyway, there's a whole nother post where she updates what happened after the fact, so let's get into that. And if you haven't tapped that like button yet, go ahead and do that now, subscribe if you're new, and let us know your opinion of this story so far down in the comments. So next she says, I've gotten a lot of hate for things I haven't really clarified, and I just wanted to explain. A lot of guys are saying I ruined their relationship, which isn't true whatsoever. My husband and his brother aren't close and never have been. They grew up in two different households. My husband has two brothers, so his older brother and his youngest brother live with their dad while he lived with his mom. Also, a lot of guys are saying I'm using his brother in my emotional state. As I mentioned in the comments of my last post, I've already discussed this with the brother and we agreed it's just going to be a bedroom thing. But if we end up catching feelings, then so be it. Third thing I wanted to point out is that until the divorce is finalized, I'm moving in with my mom and I'm not going to tell him I'm moving out, so he'll just come back from his trip to an empty apartment with two envelopes. One will contain the pictures I got from the hotel of them kissing, and the other will have divorce papers. Why even have two envelopes? Why not just put it all in one? You're wasting paper. And this is starting to sound so dramatic, I'm thinking maybe this is made up. I mean, what's the point of this? This chick watches too many Lifetime movies. Then for some reason she says, I know how bad my actions seem and I look like a horrible person. No, you are just kind of a whack person. I do believe I acted out of pettiness and a broken heart, and I'm sorry to anyone who is hurt by my actions. Who possibly could be hurt by your actions, except for your husband? I mean, what do you think, Redditors care about what you do? I don't get this woman. And this is a lame update, but she posted a third one, so hopefully that'll give us more to the story. So in this one she says, on Thursday I put the envelopes on the counter, then I left a bottle of wine for him. Why? Why are you going through all this effort? This has got to be fake. Or maybe this woman's just super dramatic and annoying, which explains why her husband wanted the assistant. But anyway, she says, when my husband found the envelopes, my phone started blowing up. I was receiving messages from my husband and his mom calling me a bitch and weak. That's pretty funny. He kept calling and I wouldn't answer, so he left a voice message saying I was a weak slag who can't handle my husband going out and exercising his options. What's a slag? Never heard of that. At this point, I was genuinely laughing because I thought it was funny how he was trying to impersonate Andrew Tate. That's hilarious. She thinks he's an Andrew Tate fan. Now I'm really starting to think this is fake. It was all a ploy just to throw Andrew Tate under the bus. These Reddit and TikTok chicks just can't stop talking about Andrew Tate. I turned my phone off, and it's really important to know that I was home alone as my mom and sister were both at work. I started hearing pounding on the door, and I knew it was him. He was thudding his shoulder all up against the door, and I felt sick. I called the cops and told them my crazy ex-husband was trying to break in. He's not your ex-husband, he's your husband. You just found out he was cheating like a day ago. By the time they got here, he had already left, and I'm gonna file a restraining order against him. I just can't believe this all happened in one night. Yeah, sounds pretty unbelievable to us, too. I sent his brother to the house to collect a few things I'd forgotten when my husband wasn't there in the morning, and he just got back. Apparently everything was smashed and there was beer cans everywhere. Why would he smash up the whole house? I'm so glad I got out of this horrible relationship. Also, thank you so much for all the support and the people who were messaging me. I also wish the worst to the assholes who messaged me and saying they hope I get cancer and die. Oh my god, that's a little bit much. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I believe this story. Since then, she deleted her account or got banned from Reddit or something because the account's deleted. I mean, she acted like the marriage was so great up until the point where she realized he was cheating, so what's all this about this terrible relationship? She even said right in the beginning of the post that the relationship was perfect. You just realized a day ago that your relationship is so terrible? I mean, I guess she did because she just found out he was cheating, but this sounds fake. But then in the comments she says, when we were together, he had a temper for sure. However, he never showed any abusive behavior. There's been a few times where we've argued and he'd smash things near me, but not at me. However, he's never physically touched me or name called me, and he was caring towards me throughout most of the relationship. Okay, so you're saying that he was caring and he wasn't physical in any way during the relationship and didn't even call you names, but somehow you're acting like it was so terrible. I mean, I get that now it seems terrible because he was cheating at the end, but she's making it out to be like the whole thing was terrible all the way through, and now she's claiming it wasn't. But anyway, what do you all think of this story? Let us know in the comments, and thanks to anyone who subscribed or clicked like and shared this video. My contact information's below, or you can join my Discord if you want to chat with me or other people about these topics, and thank you to anyone who responds positively to those video surveys that pop up in your feed. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.